Hi everyone, today we're going to be looking at sleeping, which potentially is the most important thing you're going to do while you're away on a trip to make sure that you sleep properly. Okay, so we're going to look at the equipment that you're going to need to take with you to make sure this happens. Now, for part of your trip and expedition, you might be staying in a hotel, but there'll be times when you are on your trek where you're going to be needing to get your sleeping bag out and stay warm potentially. Now, we'll look at sleeping bags first, and there are two types of sleeping bags to look for. So you can either go for a synthetic sleeping bag or you can go for a down sleeping bag, so a sleeping bag filled with feathers. Now, the advantages and disadvantages of both is that a synthetic sleeping bag is generally a lot more bulky. It doesn't keep you as warm, but they can generally, they're better if they get wet than a down one, so you don't really want to get a down sleeping bag wet. With a down sleeping bag, they'll pack up a lot smaller, you'll stay a lot warmer, and they'll also be a lot lighter, but depending on what the outer membrane's made out of, you can't really get them wet. So think about putting a down sleeping bag in a dry bag if you're going to get a down one. The other thing to think about with a sleeping bag is the temperature rating of the bag. Now, a sleeping bag will generally come with 3 temperature ratings on it, okay, and the one you're looking for is the one down the middle realistically, okay. Don't look at the extreme rating on a sleeping bag and think, oh, that's okay for my trip, because that's literally how long you can stay in it before you get hypothermia. Okay, it's not what's going to give you a comfortable night's sleep. So you're looking at the comfort rating of a bag as opposed to the extreme rating of a sleeping bag. So with this one here, the comfort rating on this one, as it's written on the side, is -9 on this bag. Okay, so this will keep me nice and warm wherever I am. This is a down one. Again, it will fold up, it will compact, it's really lightweight, but the problem with it is this one, you don't want to get wet. If it gets wet, all the feathers clump up together, and then you'll end up with cold spots on your bag and you really won't have a great night's sleep. Okay, so think about that when you're buying a sleeping bag. Think about whether you're going to go down the synthetic route, down the down route, and then also look at what trip you're on, look at your kit list, and think about what comfort rating bag you're going to need to go and get. Also look at the pack size of it as well, because it's going to need to go into your duffel bag to be carried. So you don't want a huge sleeping bag that's going to take up half your duffel bag. Okay. The other thing I'd advise getting with your sleeping bag is to get a liner. Okay, so this is a cotton liner, you can get a fleece liner, you can get a silk liner, and these just go inside your bag, and these are just a lot easier to wash than it is to wash a down sleeping bag. So if you get a fleece one, it can add extra warmth, but generally we just use these for keeping our sleeping bags clean, because again, you need to send these off to get them properly cleaned. You can't really put them in a washing machine and have them done properly. So it's much easier to dry and wash one of these than it is a sleeping bag. So think about getting yourself a liner as well to go with your sleeping bag. The other thing we need to look at is some trips where you're going to be camping, you're going to need to have a mattress with you as well, and that could be the old style foam ones, or it could be the newer, the inflatable ones as well. So this is a half one. Okay, so the idea of this one is that you've just got the top of your body laying on this one. It's closed air inside, so you blow it up and it's foam inside it as well. So again, this adds insulation to your sleeping bag. Okay, so if you are the better one of these you get, the warmer you're going to be. Okay, with this one, this is a full length one. This is a full length one, take the ceiling out. And inside this one's got a chair kit fitted on it. So for camping, you can fold it up and ping it into place and actually use it as a chair as well. But this one is filled with down as well in this one. So again, this one has great insulation properties and actually adds a season to a sleeping bag if you were to get a down filled mat like this. So if you needed a 4-season sleeping bag, you could get a mat like this and then a 3-season sleeping bag. In between the two, you would have what you were looking for. So sleeping is obviously really important in an expedition. You don't want to get cold at night. You want to make sure, you know, that you can have a good night's sleep and you're not going to be waking up in the middle of the night because you're cold and having to get up and put more clothes on, and you're going to bed wearing everything that you wore during the day. So again, put some thought into it. You can buy a sleeping bag for £25, you can buy a sleeping bag for £350. So work out what you're going to be doing with your trips, where you're going to be going, if you're going to be using it again, and think about that when you're looking at what sleeping bag to go and buy. If you've got any questions, just send them over. We're more than happy to help. And if we see anything over the next few months that we think is a really good deal, then we'll email out, Facebook that out as well. Okay, if you've got any questions, just let us know and we'll speak to you soon. Bye.